All right, there we go. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Here we are. What's up, Miss Cat? Let's get it. Let me hit the outro for or the intro. I'm gonna let this live pick up. Miss Cat, how you doing? How's it out there in Canada? It's cold here. See, I got the hat on in the studio. Let's go. What's up, Chris? Only thing I hate when I go live is y'all can't hear the intro that I hear. But if you replay the live, you can hear the intros and the outros. Let's go. Let's get it started. Ladies and gentlemen, homies and homettes, children, babies, creatures of all kinds. What it do? What it do? Welcome to another Main Verse the Machine. Let's get it popping. Topic of today is stop trying to get advice from your frenemies. Yesterday we talked about hold on, my camera slid. Yesterday we talked about not giving up when you make a mistake. So to keep going further in that vein, we are about to talk about giving information to your frenemies. This whole segment we on is about going on the offensive against the evils, against the machine, against the principalities of wickedness in high places, the devil himself. How to stop staying on defense, getting punch after punch, and going on offense. So, I have to tell the kid to go get his food. Keep in there on that game and not paying attention to nothing in life. But yeah, so going on offense against the devil and his flying monkeys, cronies, and all the things that go with that. See, a lot of times we seek advice, we seek strategy from people that don't even really like us. They secretly hate us. And I'm going to break this down in like 4 sections because I think I'm going to break this down in business. I'm going to break this down in your personal life. I'm going to break this down in relationships. And ladies, when I get to the relationship part, not necessarily in that order. And then I'm going to break this down with inside even your like job and corporate place, right? Ladies, I want y'all to focus when I talk about relationships because I see this more with women than I do with men when it comes to like a good relationship. I see females, people that they confide in, thinking that their friends tear up their homes, tear up their relationships. I've seen this pretty much my whole life. It's something about females that want to take something from another female, right? So when I get to the relationship part, I don't know where I'm gonna start at. Letting the Holy Spirit guide me. But when I get to that part, ladies, pay attention because a lot of your homies, a lot of your besties, a lot of the women that you confide in, when it comes to relationships, and they ain't got one, a good one, they would tear your shit down, have you back out for the streets, in the streets. I've seen it happen so many times, and it's sad. But let's get to it. Confiding in your enemies. It was funny when God speaks to you. You have to understand He's going to verify what He says with 2 or 3 witnesses. Meaning, somebody's going to say something or do something that's going to align with God spoke to you, right? So yesterday, when I was the video I did, right? So I watch. If you're not following him, you should. Pastor DeAndre Bay on TikTok, right? He was talking generally about what I was speaking about yesterday. He's up there, so I'm sure he hasn't watched the Main Verse Machine yet. But what that showed me was that I did what God wanted me to do. He was even saying some of the things I was talking about with Paul, the scripture I was referring to with Paul. He brought that up in what he was talking about. He was talking about basically because you make a mistake, right, doesn't mean that God can't use you. And so that confirmed to me what God told me last night to speak to y'all was truth, right? So today, when I was waking up, a situation happened, and a person tried to confide on somebody that's not on the level of where they should want to be or trying to go, right? And I asked them, like, why would you speak your situation to a person that's not even where you're trying to get to? Then their mentality is taking you back to a level where you're trying to escape from. They make more of the mistakes that you're trying not to make than the mistakes. So what you have to understand is we talk to people trying to get stuff off our chest, right? We talk to people trying to get an understanding or some advice, right? And a lot of the times, those people aren't qualified to even speak into your life, right? In the business world, right? It was a time. Shout out Sincere if you're watching this or if you ever do. My boy Sincere, right? I used to have all these ideas, right? All these ideas, and I would love teaching or talking about these ideas and bouncing these ideas off of people, right? Especially my friends or people that I thought uh, I was not even necessarily close to, that I respected their opinions in doing business. And Sincere told me, he said, "Hey, shut up." I was like, "What? Stop telling everybody your ideas." I'm like, what? They will use your ideas or take your ideas because they're in a position that you're not in to produce those ideas before you get them out. And so I remember we were somewhere and we had me and him had a detail shop together. And I had this, I can't remember exactly what the idea was, but I was speaking it to some people. And I seen him do like this. And I'm like, and he's like, don't tell them shit. That idea is great. Don't keep telling everybody all these good ideas. And a few years later, me and him and some other people had wanted to get into a trucking business, right? And I didn't listen. And I told everybody that wanted to be involved the idea. One of my friends and the friend of the person I was romantically involved with at the time, my girlfriend at the time, they ran off with the idea. Literally. I had all the connections, all the plugs, right? They couldn't use the idea, but they thought they could, but they ran off with the idea, literally. And they didn't know each other from a can of paint. First time they had met that night. And at the time, the person I was with really needed that opportunity. I couldn't believe this shit. Like, wow. And then I remember what Sincere told me. You can't tell everything to everybody because everybody don't have your best intentions at heart. What's up, Mia? What's up, everybody joining on TikTok? What's up, Uniques? I got some stuff in the way. Get out of my way. Tap here to cops. I don't want to do that. Get out of my way. So don't worry about it. Thank you for joining. So you can, and I learned that was a hard learning because I had set up everything for that particular business to flourish. Um, my cousin was in a position where he was overseeing the place, and I could get the inside connect on the bid, and I had the inside connect where I was at to get the routes and with the shipping. And they just took off and ran away with the idea that I had, and it crumbled because they didn't have the resources and the connection had it. But I learned the hard way what Sincere had tried to teach me the easy way. You can't let everybody know what you're doing. So today when I woke up, I had this idea. God had spoke to me because I was just sitting there. I sit there for hours and just meditate and conversate with God. And he spoke to me about what to do today. And then when I got up, that situation happened. And I'm like, why would you confide in a person um, that's not going where you're trying to go? See, people that take your pain, your hurt, right? You'll think they love you, right? You'll think they care about you. You'll think they want to see you. But a lot of times, the people around you, like I told you, not just sleeping with the enemy, your most dangerous people that the machine, that your adversary, the devil, will put in your place will be the closest people to you. Daniel got thrown, not Daniel, sorry, Joseph, right? Joseph got thrown into the pit by his brothers, right? He told them he had a dream, a vision by God. They didn't like Daniel or Joseph because the father favored him, the younger brother. So they threw him in the pit. Then, instead of killing him, they sold him off into slavery. If you don't know the story, Daniel got sold into slavery. He ended up at Potiphar's house. From Potiphar's house, he became the lead servant. From there, he got thrown in jail because Potiphar's wife tried to say he raped him. And when he got thrown in jail, he had a vision. The Pharaoh had a vision. Pharaoh had a vision, and only Joseph could answer it or interpret the dream. So when he had the dream, that made Joseph get out of jail from a lie that was told on him and go and be the second in command to only Pharaoh of Egypt, right? So God had a plan for him all along, right? But along the way, the people he was closest to tried to destroy him. He ended up having to save his own family, his brothers and all that. Turn this mic down. He ended up having to save his own family from the famine that came that Pharaoh had the dream and the vision about. But along the way, he was betrayed first by the people closest to him. He went to talk to them about some things that happened, and they threw him in a pit, right? A lot of times, the people that you guys go to confide in, what's up, Brooklyn? What's up, Sugar? What's up, Big V? A lot of times, the people we try to confide in really are frenemies, not your friends, your frenemies. They're enemies cloaked and disguised as friends or family or even business partners, right? You guys gotta understand. This is just like watching the snitch, right? People go and hit a lick or do a crime, right? And the person that they went and did this thing for is the person that gets them locked up and thrown in jail, right? And they sitting there looking, and this person got a box of Popeyes chicken or Church's chicken and a Diet Coke and a Pepsi. And they sitting there, they done told them, right? But this was supposed to be their people. Now that's looking at it from a different angle, from evil. But a lot of the times, right, it's the people that you think are supposed to support you. It's the people that you think that's supposed to be there for you, be your worst enemies. And they cloaked as your friends. They cloaked as your family, right? But you go and confide in these people thinking they have your best interests at heart. And really, they don't want to see you either doing better than them or not doing good at all. Some of the times, these people even want you to die or to destroy you as much as possible. And when you confide in them and they get you to lose out, they're laughing at you because you fell for it, right? So these are the traps that the devil, the enemy, the machine, whatever you want to call it, sets up. How many times, and even on a smaller level, we'll just talk business, right? You come up with an idea, right? And you bring it to your family or your friends, right? Yeah, I got this idea. This should work, right? And they be like, I don't know if you should do that. I don't know if that's gonna make it. Or why you think you can do this, or why you think you can do that. It could be a business idea. It could be an idea about a car or a move you're trying to make. And the negativity comes from the people that you think you can trust. Are you smart enough to do that? You ain't got time to do that. Going back to school. I heard this a lot when my mom was trying to go back to school. Well, you got them kids. And I'm a little dude. And I remember hearing this when my mom tried to go back to school when she got her master's, when she was going to get her bachelor's before she got her master's. I remember people telling her this. You got them kids now. How you going to do that? You got to think about them. How you going to go to school and take care of them kids? She did it. There's been times when I was little, I remember having to walk on the campus at Eastern Michigan in the hills, and my legs would get tired because I was so small and walking with my mom going to class. But she did that, and it changed our lives. You know what I'm saying? But I heard her family, her sisters. I heard people in her corner. I think the only person I remember ever saying something positive about my mom going back to school was my Uncle Harold. Rest in peace. But and mom, if you want here, you can chime in and say something too. I remember the negative things that people said. I remember when she took my grandfather in, my grandfather was dying of cancer, and she confided in people, but nobody helped her out. These are her own blood sisters. That's dude's his children. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that you can't. You have you have to look deeper than just the relationship, the blood relationship, the friendship, the spousalship, and all these other type of ships that there are, and really get to who these people are in your life, right? You can find it in people that ain't where you trying to be mentally, spiritually, physically, right? but they'll quickly tear you down. Have you ever noticed when you're trying to get, what's up, Marlena? What's up, Queen Gemini? What's up, Dariana? What's up, everybody tapping in on TikTok? Have you ever noticed when you trying to get your stuff together, when you out wilding out, right? When you're doing everything adverse to who you trying to be, who you trying to become as the best version of you, everybody's around. Everybody's in your corner. When you out clubbing, when you out partying, when you out bullshitting, when you out messing with all the girls, when you out messing with all the dudes, when it's a hot girl summer, when you on your hoochie daddy shit, everybody's there, right? But when you're trying to clean up your act and do something positive, nobody's there. I can throw a rock and won't miss when I'm trying to hang out, when I'm partying, when I'm doing all this shit, right? But when I'm trying to start a business, when I'm trying to get my stuff together, right? When I'm trying to focus and lock in, it's just me. Right now, I'm trying to focus and lock in. There's nobody around, right? But when I want to go party and bullshit, I can't keep. I can't. It take cars and cars of friends. You know what? That's a funny thing I just think about. There was a point in time when I was throwing events, right? We'd go to my events to the club, and it'd be 6, 7, 8 cars deep, right? 6, 7, 8 cars deep. I'm talking about Range Rovers and Escalades and Navigators, just Suburbans, just full of people. 15, 10, 15, 20 people at a time. All the girls, all the dudes, and everybody, right? To go party and bullshit. But when I want to do something away from that, right? If I say, let's start a restaurant or let's start a truck, you know how many people I get to come? 0 to 2, right? When I say, hey, let's go to church or let's go do this or let's do something better with our lives, you know how many people I get to go? 0 to 2. When I'm doing these podcasts and they're positive, right? Now, if I was talking about partying and bullshitting, this would have blew up already. If I go show you some of the nefarious shit that I used to do and could still do, right? This would go crazy. But when you're trying to do positive construction and build yourself, nobody's there. It's only you and God, really, really. So knowing that and thinking it from that angle, why do you go and confide and expect good, positive information for people that's only there when you're in your low vibration, right? They're only there when you're in destructive. And even when you're in your bad times, you can't count on them for shit, right? When you're going through it, you really can't count on them. When you having issues and having problems, you really can't count on them. And the counter to that, though, is the people that you really can count on. We misuse and abuse them, right? We turn on the people from listening to the people that don't really give a damn about us, right? That want to see us struggling, that want to see us out here in the streets, that want to see us doing all right, but not better than them. And then you got some that hate your guts secretly. And we'll get to that when I talk about the women in relationships, right? I think Peasy said this too about the relationship thing. Y'all gotta follow Peasy. Shout out Peasy, Detroit hip hop. But we go confide in them and expecting a different, them to give us some positive feedback. It's very rare when you go talk to your friends, they'll listen to you, right? And they give you some good advice on getting your shit together. You got all the associates, because they're not really your friends in the world, right? Want you to be out there, out of what God intended for you to be, right? They got a lot to say about that. Yeah, let's go turn up. Yeah, let's go get this money. Let's go hit this lick. Yeah, let's go deal with that chick and this chick and that chick, right? And it's at all levels though. And then when it comes to some shit for dudes, drama, everybody ready to ride and slide on somebody, right? How many of them will go help you go get a loan or a mortgage from the bank to start your business, to get funding? You got a million people that a slide put a bullet in somebody. I can call some of my homies right now I ain't even talked to, right? Haven't even talked to in months, maybe even years. But if I tell them some shit was going on, they're gonna show up. I can guarantee you that, right? Ready to go to jail or create havoc. The same people. If I said, hey, I got this idea we should do. Do you know how many of them show up? I'll talk to you in the morning. Or if I told them I got a gang It's a house full of baddies. It's a house full of thoughts. It's going down. Some ratchet shit going on. All of the motherfuckers will pull up for that, right? But if I had a plan, trying to propose a business plan to them, not because I'm bad at business, because I'm actually very good at starting businesses and ideas, right? They don't want to do the positive shit. If I say, hey, love, we having we gonna sit down, we're gonna pray and get our situations together. You know, they would look at me like I was crazy. Like I told you, I stopped secular rapping and got into gospel rapping. I was very good at it. Had songs on the radio and everything, right? Do you know how many I can count on one hand? We done shows hundreds of thousands of people. Not hundreds of thousands of people, but between hundreds and thousands of people as underground artists, right? But I can tell you on one hand how many of my homies actually showed up when I started doing it for God. It accelerated without them, but not that. So this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. I can put it into a group now. I had to change my friends in my circle and family even to get the type of advice that I needed to grow as a person. Let me check back in with y'all. What's up? He chick. Okay, who is that? It's a lot of. What's up, Rob? It's a lot of people on here. What's up, TikTok? TikTok going crazy. Um, it's a lot of people that will follow you off a cliff, but it's not a lot of people that'll tell you don't jump off the cliff. You know, and it's crazy when you see people on a T-shirt, right, for some stupid shit. All these people. It was a guy out here. Don't know him very well. I know his story. Basically, was a hitman. He got clapped doing some nefarious shit out here. Got lit up at the gas station. Big old funeral. I couldn't believe that the dude was actually a hitter. Like, what the fuck? But all these people was sad, crying, t-shirts, all this stuff. This big, gigantic funeral. But this dude was a straight killer. And I'm like, damn, why ain't none of these people tell him to do something else when he got out? And this is the mentality you have to understand, right? All these people there at his funeral. You live by the gun, you're going to die with a gun. You're not going to get away with just doing this type of the shit that he was doing, right? Nobody ever said to him, this shit ain't cool. But everybody, I mean, you wouldn't believe the cars down the street. Thought he was the president. This is what I'm talking about. You got frenemies, right? They attempt to be or look like your friends, but they really don't have any good intentions for you, right? When it comes to telling you something real, telling you something positive, they're not there. But when you into bullshit or doing bullshit, they got all the answers and all the support in the world for the bullshit. But when it comes to you doing something positive, you're on your own. Relationship wise, let's get into that. And like I said, I see this more with females than I do males, right? So if a man comes across a good woman, right, and I've lived this experience, and it's some backdoor shit that happened too, but generally on the surface, the males will be happy when one of their homies finds somebody. Like, dog, chill out when you're doing this. There's some motherfuckers that'll try to clap her cheeks and do shit behind your back and try her. But for the most part, men will generally, if you go to them for advice about a situation and they perceive the woman to be a good woman, they're going to get that dude like, dude, you need to chill out. You need to do this. They're going to come for the man. Men hold each other accountable a lot of times. However, with women, what I see, and ladies, I know y'all been through this. Y'all will go seek advice from a girl. Stop doing this shit, period. You would go seek advice from women that don't even have good relationships, never even been in a good relationships. You're going to seek advice from them, right? And they will talk you. And I'm not talking about a completely toxic relationship where it can't be fixed and there's no going back. Dudes make mistakes just like females make mistakes. But if your man get to that point where he really trying to work the shit out and he really trying to fix this shit, and your homegirl's telling you otherwise, a lot of the times they targeting that dude because they didn't seen. First of all, you didn't tell them how he piping you down. They done seen you going on trips and doing shit that they haven't done. They done seen him bringing you flowers and loving on you and doing all this shit, and they don't have nobody, right? They see that shit. If you don't believe me, watch Peasy's video. But I've seen this a lot of times. I done had times, right, when I was out of my wild shit when I first got my divorce, right? We would have friends over, girls that would be friends, right? And they will all be smiling and joking in their face. And one of us, at times, would go get them on separate occasions, right? The same chick that was just smiling in this girl's face would dog her ass right in front of us, tell us all her dirty secrets, all this shit, right? So, what the hell do you think they telling you when you in a good situation, right? You have to watch females. In my mind, and I tell this with females I deal with, the main thing I notice with females is they always want to take something from another woman, right? This is how you see chicks banging your ex and doing all this. I done seen chicks literally go from the palace back into poverty, listening to a dumbass female. And then when they back out for the streets looking like a thought and all this other shit, they friends not really there for them, right? They got you back out in the club, they got you back out for everybody, and they laughing at you because you just lost your good thing. Why? Because they didn't have the same thing that you had. Every relationship has ups and downs and shit like this. And why I say this is y'all go to get advice from people that's not qualified to even speak into your life. If you're gonna go get advice on a relationship, men and women, go to somebody that's in a successful relationship. How am I go to my boy that ain't shit but a player, right? And he's still doing that, and ask him for relationship advice? How can I do that? I can ask him how to get some chicks, but I can't ask him how to be in a good relationship if he's never been involved himself, right? So if I'm gonna go ask somebody how a marriage would go, I'm gonna go ask my uncles that I've seen be married for 30 years and 20 years and 15 years. I'm not gonna ask my boy that's kicking bras out every other night or every night, 2 or 3 a night. You can't do that. Same with y'all females. But more so with y'all females because I know I've just had these conversations with chicks, literally night after night after night. We was living like a rock star. I didn't had with different, not even the same group of females. I'm talking about at least 10 different separate groups of females, and I done seen it where they girl likes somebody, and then they'll backdoor them and be over at the house getting pounded out in the same night, and you be like, damn, I thought was your man. Thought that was your bestie. Fuck her. You know, I didn't seen it too many times, so I know. And I didn't seen too many relationships broke up when girls think because they're mad or fucked up or they think something and somebody feeding them the wrong information. Y'all watch Tubi. The shit they showing on Tubi shows you the exact same thing that I'm talking about, and it's real life shit. It is real life. So, ladies, a lot of the times you can attest to this, bro. What's up, Lee? You can attest to this. When they was giving you all that advice about leaving dog, right? And you should do this. Where they at now? You outside back into you was here, and now you done fell back down to here, back on their level, right? They might have partied with you for a few weeks and months after they gave you that stupid ass advice. Then they got them played you to go hop from dick to dick, monkey branching. Now where they at though? Where they at? Did their life improve or change? Some of y'all, they done slept with your ex after they ain't got you out the way. This is the things I'm talking about. Y'all have to understand. Y'all be seeking advice from your frenemies, people that's dressed up as your friends and family, but they really despise you. Just like Joseph, he went to go confide in his brothers, and his brothers threw him in the pit and sold him off to slavery. That's a real story. That's a real story of portrayal. Fellas, the same thing, bro. Like when we go to get him out, we talk about relationships now. When we go to seek relationship advice, right? And if you know somebody coming from a foul place, right, and putting poison in your ear about something, and it's not reflecting what you see, and like I said, I don't see this a lot from men, right? Because I've been wilding before in a relationship, and my dogs came and told me, like, nigga, chill out, bro. I can't say that for females because Females, I don't see y'all hold yourself really accountable like that. Girl, fuck him. You outside, you free, do you, right? But I done seen multiple times, even me telling my homeboys and my homeboys telling me, and watching people I didn't even know, their homeboys telling them, like, hey, dog, chill out. You need to do, you're going too far with it. We accept it. Everybody would put a gun to your head and make you stop. This is what you want to do, okay. But I've seen in myself directly, my own homeboys like, she good for you. Don't fuck her over. You know what I'm saying? I didn't heard that before. You know what I'm saying? Whether I did it or not, that's on me. But I didn't heard that. I can't really recall ever hearing a female outside, but I recall being outside with females in the club and they got a nigga and then their girlfriend sitting right there like, fuck him. They some ballers and they this and this and that. I didn't seen that. We didn't took home people's wives and girlfriends before with their friends right there. So this is like why I'm telling you this, ladies. Watch your bestie sometimes not your bestie, not the way you think. Sometimes that the baddies really got bad intentions for you, right? Because now they got one up on you. I done seen somebody leave their boyfriend and the chick come back and tell us. I did this multiple times. I've witnessed this in my own. We sitting at the table chilling, drinking, partying, and whatever, and they just coming out of face, and we just looking, listening, like, damn, that's crazy. Like, yeah, she got a whole dude, and she be cheating on him and blah blah blah. And she ain't shit. She for the streets. That same person told you to go do that shit. That same person got you out here, and then they talk about you behind your back like a dog. But they didn't trick you out your home. They didn't trick you out your family. Right? Don't. It's just like for fellas. You already know the term. Don't let nobody trick you off these streets. People will put you in situations, geek you up, and have you go out and do something. And now I'm talking to the fellas, and this is why I'm talking about the fellas because this gets to that violence level, right? One person will try to trick you off the streets. They give you advice. Go do this. Go do this. When you sit down, when you in jail, you got to do that time, bro. Them pictures, the mail, that commissary money, that shit stop. You in there by yourself. Some of the times, dudes be tricking you off the street so they can get with your woman. Oh, you can't let that happen, bro. Y'all have to start seeking wise counsel, right? Not just counsel from people vibrating on the level you're trying to detach yourself from, right? If all they can tell you is go do X, Y, Z, and it's not going to benefit you or make you a better person, look at that. That's not really your friend. That's somebody that's another crab in a bucket that's trying to keep you down with them, right? Because my friends, I want to see them be the best that they can be. I've jeopardized myself waiting on opportunities so they would see the light before, right? That's the type of people you want. Not that I'm gonna keep doing this shit because that's been one of my Achilles heels is waiting for them to get their shit together so we can all do this together. But if people really got genuine love for you, right? Sometimes the shit they say gonna hurt because it's gonna be the truth. The truth is not what you want to hear 90% of the time. The truth is what you need to fucking do. It's a difference. I'm gonna say that one more time. The truth is not what you want to hear 90% of the time. The truth is what you really need to do, right? And so you gotta understand if people not telling you what you need to do and just telling you what you want to hear, they're not your friend. A friend is going to give you correction when you're wrong. And that's why I had to start separating myself from people. Because if I'm out of pocket, I need you to tell me. My brother, the other day, I think I told y'all about this. He was like, bro, you still hurt. You still depressed because you don't even drink like this. You just here with us drinking and you starting to say too much. He was like, you got to chill. This ain't you. You always been the man. You don't have to do this, this, and that. And he was like, I didn't know how to tell you because I didn't want you to get mad at me. I'm like, bro, I want you to tell me this type of shit. If I'm out of pocket, let me know. Because I'd rather you tell me than I found out the hard way where I done said some shit or done some shit that's gonna get me in a messed up situation, right? I'd rather hear from my brother to tell me or my friend to tell me than me to just keep messing up. If somebody wants to put you in a situation that makes your situation worse, right? That's not your friend. That's a friend of me. They're tricking you. And like I said, I see this the most with women because I done seen people break up happy homes. Who gave the twin, Tia, Tamara, whichever one did that dumbass shit, the advice to leave her good husband, right? And be out in the streets. Them bitches on The View did that. Yes, they was telling her stupid shit. The people she was seeking counsel from told her to go tear up her home. Now what she doing? Trying to get back. Cardi got bad advice. Don't know all the shit Offset did. She was doing shit. Offset was doing shit, right? Somebody should say, y'all need to go get counseling, right? And work that shit out. Y'all live in a celebrity lifestyle, open relationship type shit. Go get counseling. Seek that shit out. Seek God. Somebody should have told them that. Don't go seek another dick and hop on. Now you look like a fool, right? But nobody's going to speak that truth because nobody wants to hear the truth, right? And I'd be damned if I don't, because that's what I am, the truth. That's why you come on these lives and watch, because I am the truth. I'm going to give it to you. My ups and downs, right? My ups and downs. Like I told y'all yesterday, I just screwed up a few, and it's hard to find good people, good women. I just screwed up a few being trying to be for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep one foot in, one foot out, right? I should have sought wise counsel, but what did I do? I sought the counsel for some of my friends. Some of them told me the truth, some of them didn't. Now, when you get the advice, it's up to you to take it. You know what I'm saying? But again, I go back to traumatic experiences. When you see something, you react to it thinking everybody is the same. I'm right a lot of times about that. I'm right a lot of times about that. Actually, what I found out after this situation showed me I probably was right. However, I could have did better. So I didn't feel the way I felt about the situation. So seek wise counsel, right? Business. If you're seeking advice in business from someone that doesn't have where you're trying to go, the discipline, the effort, the work ethic, right? The ideas, the charisma, how are they going to tell you anything? If they just crash stuff into the earth every time, right? If a person doesn't have an entrepreneurial mind, how can you seek them for the wisdom to be an entrepreneur? They're going to shrink up because their mindset is about a 9 to 5, right? Nothing wrong with a 9 to 5, but I'm just saying if you're going into business for yourself, you're going to have to seek out people that live outside of the box to get that type of knowledge and that type of information. If you want to be a millionaire, you can't go and expect the average bum to tell you how to get there because he doesn't know how. It's some millionaires that became bums, and you can learn from them what not to do once you get the bag. It's a lot of them. There's a lot of millionaires that became bums. Why? Because they didn't seek proper counsel. They sought counsel from their friends that were still living the same way they were when they didn't have money. And so they blew their money. This is how you see people get millions of dollars and lose it because of the counsel that they take. The frenemies. And some of those frenemies not even coming in the form where just I'm robbing you. Some are stealing money from them. But they don't know how to maintain and keep money. The first time I started making a lot of money, I was surrounded by drug dealers and people that worked. And I didn't really have the mentorship and the counseling to know what to do with it. So what did I do? I started buying a bunch of shit that I didn't need. I had so many cars at one time that I had to move them around in my backyard just to get to the one I wanted to drive, right? Vets and trucks and vans and boats and jet skis, all this shit in this little, the backyard was big, but the house was little as shit. No one was counseling me. I was just going by what I see and what all my friends did. Little house. One of my homeboys had Bentleys and shit in front of this $50,000 house. He had 2 Bentleys, Mercedes, all types of cars, like 10 or 12 of them, right? But this is what I saw because I didn't seek wise counsel. All I did was revert to the things that I knew, right? But when I started thinking logically, like, man, if I want to do something, I got to get around people that actually going to show me how to actually move the way I need to move, right? So when I caught my case, of course the police thought I was selling drugs. I wasn't, but I moved like a drug dealer. Look, if you went past the house and seen all the shit I had, you would thought I was selling drugs. I wasn't, but I was moving like one because that's who I was seeking counsel from, and that's who I was reflecting. So when they thought they had something on me, they really didn't. Why they hated me so much? Because they could never say, they never find out or see that I was moving drugs, because I wasn't. But what I was doing, when they finally had something to try to harm me, they went and lied about it. And that's how I beat all my cases. But it taught me something like, damn, I just wasted all this money on shit that I don't even have no more. To fight this case, I had to sell half of the stuff, right? Then I moved and got away from all this stuff. So none of that stuff I had during that period of time in 2018 to 2020. I don't even have none of that shit no more. The only thing I have left is that red book. It's the only thing that I have from that situation, right? Had I been around the right counsel, right? But my friends, not saying that they're smart, they didn't know what to do with it either. We didn't have anybody to talk to, or we could have sought them out, but nobody in our immediate circle was wise counsel. We were all doing the same type of shit. My friends that were legal, and just like I was, that were in management, upper management, had hustles and had businesses, but we still had nobody to teach us what to really do. We were all just reverting back to what we were doing. Yeah, we were legit, but we still looked like drug dealers because the other side of our friends were. So they were already getting money. So when we moved up from workers to management, it was getting money almost like them, especially with businesses and stuff like that. No one sought counsel. No one saw anybody smart enough to tell us, like, hey, invest this. Don't buy that. Wait. Forget this chain. Wait. I told you. I bought this chain last year. This one. Because I was depressed. Do you know what I could do with that money right now? This is a fucking house. Literally. And it's not even big. That's why I laugh when I see people with those stupid fake chains, right? Because really, really, I know what this costs. And it's not even nothing crazy. So really, to make a look, and I wish I could take this back every day. I wish, because it's houses that I could own, right? I could go buy properties for $3, $4, $5, $6,000, right? Fix them up and flip them, or fix them up and put clients in them. But I didn't have that type of counsel at the time, right? Well, I did with this, but I was just in my feelings about some shit. But it's so much things that if we go seek the proper counsel instead of investing our time and energy in people that can't give us the right advice, or want to give us the wrong advice so they can see us crash, right? And that's the thing that you have to be most concerned with. I done seen this with mamas, I done seen this with daddies, I done seen this with brothers and cousins, where people go to seek advice from them and they give them the wrong advice, and then that crashes them out. One of the closest people to me, we have split DNA. I remember they was going through something in their marriage. She didn't take the advice, but I gave her the advice. And it's not what she wanted to hear, but it was the truth, right? It was the truth. And I think she gets it now because her behavior has changed. But prior to that, no. But some of the advice she was getting from other people and the things that they were letting her do was negative. And I know she feels it because we've had these conversations. And I know she wished she hadn't went about, or she would have listened to the wise counsel. But the people that were her buddies and her friends talked her out of her good home. Had a good dude. Had a good dude. And they talked them out of her home. And I've seen that so many times. I've seen people talk people out of bright ideas or steal their ideas, right? I've seen that in management. I've seen that being in upper management. I've seen the person have a good idea and somebody take it and act like it's their own and get all the credit for it. I've seen people thrown under the bus. My boss, and I knew it was over for all of us when they fired him. He's the nicest person on earth. And why I say this is, I'm not gonna say his name because people watch this that where we worked. Um, but they know. This is Ned Flanders from The Simpsons, basically in life. There's Jesus, and that's my former boss, right? Nicest dude on earth. He had all these ideas, right? When we did a launch, they took his ideas turned it against him when everything was going to shit. Not because of his ideas, because of how they launched this project, right? It's a big project. Um, how do I put this? What's up, Shantae? I can't say nothing because I got an NDA. I'm trying to figure out how I can put this. It's a big project. A lot of your houses will have these things in your home, right? But the way they launched it was dangerous because of the chemicals and the things that we work with, right? And we weren't going to make the production numbers that we needed. But my boss had all these ideas, so I watched the team come in, act like it was them that did this shit, take all the credit for it, and got him fired. Got us all cooked at eventually because the ones that weren't gonna bow to the bullshit, the corporate bullshit. And I used to tell him like, you don't see this coming. Like you can fight it, and then what you should be doing to have your name on it at least, so it's a paper trail to you. But he can fight it in these people because he's worked with them his whole career, and they're supposed to be his friends and supposed to be his colleagues, and they turned this shit on him and threw him under the bus to the company that we send our products to. Like I said, I can't say any names because it's an NDA. Um, and got him fired. And the rest of us that wouldn't bow, the same thing would happen. I don't bow, so here we are. You have to be careful. I showed y'all relationships, and like I said, the relationships I'm gonna tilt that more to the females because one thing about men, we will hold ourselves accountable. I don't know if I'm men, grown ass men. I'm not talking about YNs and HNs and all that shit. But grown ass men will hold you accountable in a relationship. If you got a good thing, because we know it ain't shit out here. We know it's a bunch of catch and releases is what I call it, right? But when you find a good woman, your partner's gonna correct you on something. Now it's up to you. Now we ain't gonna stop you from going to the club. We ain't gonna stop you from going to doing shit on your own. Ain't nobody gonna. Hopefully, ain't nobody gonna tell on you. You know, we gonna keep the bro code. But behind code, if you ask, I'm gonna tell you. Look, dude. And my boys have sat me down, and I have sat my boys down, and I just seen it with people I don't even know at the bar. Like, hey, my man, like you gotta chill the fuck out, bro. You got a wife. I done heard this multiple occasions at the bar. Like, you gotta chill the fuck out, bro. What you call it gonna kill you when you get home? Slow down. I done heard this. I'm sure, fellas, you can chime in if y'all want to. What's up, Kevin? What's up, Sammy boy? What's up, Tom? If you ain't got them type of friends around you, relationship wise, fellas, you need some new fucking friends, right? Like I said, we gonna keep the bro code, but if you want the advice, we gonna give it to you. I've never, not one time in my life, and I done dealt with a lot of women, ever heard a female say this. But I have seen females do the other shit and talk women into doing shit. Like, let's go with them. And this lady got a big ass wedding ring on. I done seen I done seen them say, fuck them, let's go with the ballers and come back to the crib with us. And you know, I done seen women talk other women out their households and give them bad advice to go be for the streets, go have affairs and do this shit. I've seen that before. And that used to confuse the shit out of me. How you gonna tell a person that you feel is being cheated on to go cheat with somebody else's husband? That's crazy as work. That's a good idea for you? That's fucking stupid. That's a curse from God. You know what I'm saying? Go find you somebody single or just in a relationship. Don't go cheat with a married person. Shit, that's God. Boy, I tell you, I did that one time. Me and my boy, and woo, God tore our ass up. Tore our ass up. Lost jobs, high paying jobs, and cars, and we was in the garage drinking Bud Lights for months. For God got off our ass of that. I don't play about that. Never do it again. What's up, Duff? What's up, Nate? But I've seen that though. I've seen that though. Confiding in the wrong people will have you toe up. I just gave you out a corporate example. with your life, bro. If your people, bro, you trying to change your life, like, hey man, look, I don't want to do this the way I'm living no more. When you do that, you will see it for yourself. You will have a million friends when you all having the time of your life, living life on the edge, right? But when you trying to get your shit together, what's up, cool kid? When you trying to get your shit together, you lose your friends, right? Have any of y'all noticed that? When you trying to be positive, when you trying to move forward, when you trying to elevate your life, you don't have the same amount of friends as you do when you just trying to turn up, be out in the streets and fuck around and do all that. You don't have them type of friends. Again, that's why it's so hard. What's up, Tanisha? Um, who else on here? Pee Wee or P Will. Um, it's easy. It's easy to have all the friends and they're not really your friends. That's what you gotta understand too. They're just there for the turn up. They just there for the ride. Because when you up, they there. When you down, they not. I promise you that. When you up, they there. When you down, they not. The people that's there when you down and really trying to get you back up, them your fucking friends. And you gonna see it. Ain't gonna be too many of them. It ain't gonna be too many of them that's gonna ride with you through the valleys and peaks. So that's one thing you gotta learn in life. It's got flows and ebbs. It's like a river. When you watch a wave, you can be up, but you gotta expect them down moments too. You can have all the money and still be in a down moment, still be in a place where you down. You know, it's like you see rich people be depressed and want to commit suicide and do all this wild shit. Everybody there for the party. Few people there for the work. You know, that's one thing it's crazy to me though that people just really just and I used to not I'm not gonna say I was all the way like that, but a lot of times just because the person who was at a place in my life, I thought I could get advice from them. But when you show me shit, like, you don't really give a fuck about me, and it's gonna hurt because, like I said, I didn't see mamas like this. I know people like my homegirl. She was going to nursing school. Her mom used to dog the shit out of her. Wouldn't watch her son, right? But will watch her sister's kids. What is the difference? You know, she'd be struggling to get a babysitter. Had to watch dude. He was a young kid then, right? Jealousy. Told her she wasn't gonna be this, and that, and she would go back. I'm gonna ask my mom what she used to do about this. Why would you ask her? She clearly don't give a damn about you. I done seen people, man, literally, and it's wild. And I hate it. I hate that for y'all. A lot of y'all, 80s to 2000 females because I seen the hatred that a lot of y'all moms have for y'all. But don't transcend that hatred. Homegirl in there, I'm not gonna say your name. We already know how your mom get down. And it's sad because you expect those situations to uh, not be like that, right? Them the people that you should have. What's up, lovely Keish? These are the people that should have. What's up, Altiverse? These are the people that should have your best interests at heart. But really, they're being used by dark powers, dark energy, dark forces to cause your demise, right? They're being used for your destruction. Like I said, we was talking. Pull back up, we bored. Like I'm there for y'all entertainment. Y'all better get on this live. Um, it ain't even karaoke night. Y'all see me Thursday. I'm not coming back up there. See, everybody there for the good time. Why they on this podcast? I'm spitting the truth. What's up, Deeper? Cole. I've seen it so many times, and like I said, it's sickening to have the people you trust. And I know that's gotta hurt because you would think like sometimes this person birthed me. This person is my father. This person is my brother. This person is my sister. But when you go tell them something, you tell them your business and your shit out on the street. 2 minutes later, as soon as you walk out the door, they pick up the phone. Girl, you ain't gonna believe what such and such just said. You ain't gonna believe blah blah blah. You know what's crazy? In my family, You know how I find out about the negative shit? I love my cousin to death. That's been my dog from the womb to the tomb. We don't see each other as much. First time we seen each other in a couple years, at my grandma had a street named after her, right? I don't see them or talk to a lot of my family. What are the What's up, Black Magic? What's happening with you? I don't be engaged with my family as much since I moved out of the state, right? I find out the negative shit by people in my family. Literally, I find out the gossip in my family, and I don't even want to hear this shit from people in my family. Nobody ever tell me no good shit. Such and such did this, or they graduated, or something this happened. I see that on Facebook. But if I call certain people, I'm gonna get all the tea and all the gossip, right? But you know what? What's up, Smiley? What's up, Daisy? Somebody thought that was a good person to tell their problems to. Somebody on the other end, some other family member caught that person confiding in them, right? And now they shit everywhere. Can y'all relate? What's up, Cole? Can y'all relate? So you have to understand, just because they dressed up as a family member, a friend, associate, a coworker, a wife, a husband, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, that they're not your enemy. Do y'all know how many times people have gotten killed by the person or set up by the person that was sleeping in the same bed as them? They done told them some shit. I know people personally that have been robbed by the person that they were dating. They were set up to be robbed by the person they were dating. If you don't freaking believe me, go watch any of those shows, First 48, all this type of shit happens. This is real talk. And this is when I said you got to go back to that Manchester machine sleeping with the enemy about the relationships, because I ain't got time to keep talking about all that. But this is what you have to understand. And I keep saying this phrase to you, Trojan horse. You expect attacks from the outside, right? You expect people from the outside to hate you. Well, really, and the reality of it is, I'm looking at Instagram, I'm looking at Facebook, and I'm looking at TikTok. If you look at the discrepancy between the viewers and the two, right? I don't know y'all on TikTok. Like I know a few of y'all. As much Facebook is definitely all friends, people I know from some aspect, right? Instagram, a couple people. I don't know. The people that really gonna fucking support you and be behind you is the people that you don't know. But the world has you twisted that, okay, your attacks are gonna come from the outside. That's a lie from the devil too. The biggest attacks, the biggest pain that you're gonna go through is gonna be from somebody that you thought loved you, somebody that you thought had your back. If you was gonna take advice about a relationship from somebody outside you or your situation, they're gonna give you the truth because they don't fucking know you, right? They're gonna tell you the truth. Hey, if I tell you that I was cheating and doing all this shit, right? They don't know me. They're gonna tell me the truth. But if it might be my homeboy or my homegirl, especially your homegirl, she gonna be like, bitch, do you, right? You go fuck your home up, right? The person on the outside gonna tell you the truth because they don't know you. It's the people that be closest to you that hurt you the most. The people that are closest to you that hurt you the most. When you went to them like, hey, I need $500. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to get this car. Oh, yo, broke ass. Why you ain't got no credit? Why you ain't did this? Do you know the bank? They don't know your ass. I can go. I told you, the most money I ever got in my life, somebody handed to me, didn't come from a family member. It came from my homeboy, the one that I told you had me sitting in the. I even put it like this: your frenemies. I told my mom what happened at work. I told my peoples what happened at work. Nobody did nothing. I told my homeboy, first thing he did was gave me a job to pay $60 an hour. First thing he did. First time I ever met him, he gave me 50,000 fucking dollars. Didn't know me from a can of paint his brother told me about. But the world will have you tricked thinking that the people at the outside is your enemies. But it really be your own people. Ask Joseph. Dig him up. Call up to heaven. Ask Jesus. His homeboy. The Pharisees wanted to get him, but they couldn't. How did they get Jesus? They had to get to him through his boy, his own disciple. So I'm telling you, how did the snake get kicked? Adam and them kicked out of the garden. He had to go to his wife and talk to her. Y'all think the snake really didn't? Yeah, he just man, y'all got this some deeper shit. I want to read the CIA thing, but it's deeper than that. There's other books that y'all can read. He didn't just come to her one time and just like, hey, you want to eat the fucking apple? No, that was a relationship, a situation. They talked. It's cool. She thinking, dog, cool. I see you every day in the garden. It's deeper books, is what I'm telling y'all. It's deeper books. Start with the book of Enoch. It's deeper books that'll tell you this shit. It ain't he just walk up one day, hey, I'm the fucking snake. He do this. No. She confided in him. They got cool. That's what the devil do. Do you think he just run up to you out of nowhere and get you to fall for stupid shit? No, the devil not gonna do that. That would be dumb. Cause you're gonna be like, who, bro? Get away from me. Who are you? He uses people that are close to you to trip you up and get you in situations that's fucked up. He uses people that's close to you to break your heart when you expect loyalty and you expect the same thing you would do for them, but they won't do it for you. He expect people that you close to, that when you confide in them and telling them how you hurt, how you doing this, or how you got plans and how you got ideas to support you, and then they turn their back on you. That's what the game is. But they dress up as your friends. They're dressed up as your loved ones. They're dressed up as your spouse. They're dressed up as the people that you think would never do you like that. And they're the ones that do you the dirtiest. Can y'all relate? Or am I lying? Let me slow this down for y'all too. If you are on TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram, I say this on all these podcasts. The algorithm works by you guys interacting. Don't just blow me up, blow yourselves up too by interacting. That point at the top, if you're on TikTok, that's gathering information for your engagement, right? All y'all got stories to tell. All y'all got testimonies to tell. All y'all have a purpose. All my channel was for is for chosen people. People that want to get out of the matrix, right? We all working on that together. People that want to be the best version of themselves. When you interact, it's cheap. It's free. Just tap, 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 tap. It's going to feed the algorithm and show that this is popping and show that you popping, right? And it's going to send people to your page and blow your page up. Thank you, Shartae. It's going to blow your page up just like it's mine. If you don't have flowers or gifts to give, over on here, all you got to do is comment, right? Just like you did, T. You just commented. That's going to blow your stuff up. So when you post stuff, y'all post stuff to be seen, correct? Y'all want people to see it. This is how you do that. It tells the algorithm to move on your behalf, right? So tap, interact, comment, like, share. If this is meaning something to y'all, y'all find the information that I'm giving y'all, good. Share it for somebody. That's free too. It don't cost shit. It don't cost nothing to share it. Share it to people so they can hear this. This good game. You know? This good game. I'd rather y'all learn this the easy way than the hard way. But a lot of us have been through this. A lot of us has been through this. And then you have to go, now let's talk about the finesser. There's people that will finesse you out of your dreams, right? What is the finesser? That's what I'm saying. I don't know what side of the country you're on. We use that in the D. Finesse means somebody trying to trick you out of a situation so they can get it, right? A lot of these look like friends and family too, where it's something that you going after that they want, right? And they trick you into putting them in a position where they benefit from it and you don't. Or you benefit from it a little bit and they benefit from it a lot. People will finesse you out of anything. And why we call it the finesse is because it's trickery, right? It's not me strong arm robber you, where I go up and just bully you and take it from you. It's where I trick you into giving you basically giving it to me, but I didn't trick you, right? Y'all ever been finessed out of some money? I need this money. Something such, and the lights get cut off, and the next thing you know, he in the strip club throwing it, or they done all types of things, right? I'm gonna give you your money back on what you call it, but you see them out in the streets on their vacation or whatever, right? They done finessed you out of some shit. I done seen people get finessed out of cars. I done seen people get finessed out of houses. I done seen people get finessed out of relationships before, where a motherfucker told on them and made themselves look like a good person just so they can get somebody's girlfriend. And then they was a bigger dog than he was. I done seen that before. The finesse is crazy because the finesse works by the proximity of the relationship. How I mean that? If somebody got tricked out of a house, I mean it happens. It's usually out of a stranger. But somebody finesse you out of a crib, you gotta be real close to that person where they can get into that crib and get your ass up out of it and use you for that. Honestly, man, the finesse is crazy, but it always comes in the form of a person that you think is your bestie. Have you ever took advice from somebody and you thought it was good advice and it crushed or destroyed your world or put you in a situation where you had to come back from that and you looking like, damn, why would you do me like that? Why would you tell me when you think about it when you come to reality? Because a lot of us react off of emotions, and that's one of the things that you got to do is get your emotions in check. The biggest discipline that you're gonna have is controlling your ego and controlling your emotions, because your emotions will have you making decisions that have no logic to them, right? And they geeking you up. Yeah, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. Give me this money for this, and man, we gonna make a lot of money. You trusting them because it's your boy. You trusting them because it's your homegirl, and they run off with the bag on you. They got your ass. That's a finesse. That's a finesse. My boy got finessed out of his car, feeling for a person. He sells cars. He was just telling me the story. They crashed his car. I'm not gonna mention you. I seen you pop in, but the story you told we was just hanging out the other day or talking the other day. We didn't actually hang out, but we was talking. So they needed a car. Got the car, crashed the car, left the car where it was at. They was in need. They finessed my boy out of a car and smacked it a couple days later. He had to deal with that. But they finessed him because they didn't pay up front because they was hurting and they needed something. And they played on his heartstrings to get what that's a finesse. People will finesse you so much or so hard. But it's the other side of that too is people sometimes don't even want to get nothing out of you. They just want to hurt you. They just want to hurt you. And like I said, I hate going back to this because most of my situations that I can refer back to, some of them didn't happen to me on this. And it's sad that it comes from a lot of women that I know that they would go seek advice or confide in a person about something good, right? And a person that they confide in tears them down. And like I said, lately, there's been a lot of people that I know from my era's own parents. And I'm like, well, damn, why would your mama say that to you today? The person I was just talking about. Not going to say that name, but they were going to do something to help themselves. And the mother told them, good, now I ain't got to deal with you. What the fuck? So, your daughter trying to seek help to better themselves, and you going to say, good, now I ain't got to deal with your ass? What type of. I couldn't imagine my daughter on here right now. I could never. Me and my daughter, I'm tough on her, right? I bully her because I want her to be tough. Because she's really pretty. I want her to be able to kick ass, right? And I'm not the sensitive. I would never in my damn life. And I raised good kids. She got her own shit. She got her own car. 2 jobs. She a bad bro. I'm so proud of my kids. However, I would never, ever. My daughter came to me telling me that I ain't got to deal with you. You really hurting out here. You really need help. And this person, supposed to be your parent, tells you, good, I ain't got to deal with your ass. Get out my house. That's fucking crazy. That's a frenemy. You confided in this person. You're going to go do something to better yourself and it just tear you down. But see, this is why we have these generational curses. We have these generational curses because guess what? Somebody told her mama that type of shit. So her mama felt it was okay to put that hurt on her daughter. You have to stop the curse by stopping that type of behavior, right? There's a lot of people on the podcast right now that I'm not going to share your name. I might have to share your stories just to drive this shit home. Oh, bet. What's up, Sonny? Uh, to drive this home, it's sickening to hear stuff like that. It is. Because, like I said, what I'm talking about now is some people will take what you're trying to do, not to misuse it to gain an advantage on you, but they'll use it to emotionally break you down, to emotionally put you in a dark space, to emotionally belittle you, to keep you down here, right? And that's psychological and demonic warfare. But they covered up as a friend, a family member, someone close to you that you confide in, that you thought you can trust. David, King David. Do y'all know before he fought Goliath, his brothers wanted him dead because he was like the stepson. He was like not from David's father's original mother. They hated him. They hated him. Almost like Joseph's brothers hated him. You have to be careful who you confide in. If you see the fruits of what they're saying isn't where you're trying to go, isn't where you see for yourself in life, you have to understand that you can't look for advancement in people that's trying to stay down, subpar, right? You can't you can't expect. That's like you going to the devil and asking him why his demons is bad. Motherfucker, I made him like that. What do you mean? And a lot of us do that. We go back expecting because we believe in these people and we can't understand. We trauma bonded to these people. Why they don't understand why, well, why you can't get a good or positive answer or response for them. This is all they know. Because it's happened to them before. It didn't just come out of nowhere. They were traumatized by their parents, their people, their family, their friends, right? And so they bring that trauma onto you. This is where these generational curses come from. So I'm talking to you, chosen people, because you have to be the one that break it. Like I told y'all, my father abandoned me. I made it my point to be the best father I could be. I fuck up. Yeah, I shouldn't be as hard or cold to them because they had a good life. So I know the world is evil and bad. So I try to be the rock for them. But I know I should be more sensitive to them. And I'll be like, dang, you can't be that tough on them like that. And then I got a little too soft on RJ, right? And I'm like, damn, I got to learn how to balance this out. But they'll never tell you that they missed a meal. They'll never tell you that they didn't have a roof over their head. They'll never tell you that when they call their daddy, he gonna be there. But they'll never tell you that I wasn't, didn't had to hustle, didn't, no matter if I had a job or didn't have a job, had to work 12 sevens. I cooked for them, I cleaned for them. That's the curse break, right? That's the curse break. Till God take me out of this world, I'll always be. I don't give a fuck if I gotta roll down I-75 in a wheelchair. I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? That's when you break the curses. You can't be the person that reciprocates what was done to you wrongly, right? You have to be the person that breaks that curse. So this is how I get back into what I'm here for, what my purpose is. What's up? What's that? Batter the Don? This is where I get back to what my purpose is here for y'all. I'm here for the chosen ones. I'm not here for everybody. It's some frenemies and enemies watching this video right now, right? I hope they change. I hope they change. Um, but this is how you break that process of frenemies, and you do that by becoming the person of integrity, by becoming a person that doesn't do the things that you dislike to other people, that doesn't carry that curse down. That's a curse. Your mama calling you a bitch and you ain't shit and you ugly and you're never gonna be nothing. If your father did it, or if your brothers did it, or your cousins did it, or your the sexual abuse and physical abuse, those are curses. So you have to be the one that break those, right? So if we weed that out, it will be more genuine friends and family, right? It'll be more genuine people in business. The reason I created this cleaning company, not because that's what I want to do. It's one of the things that was put into my mind, like, oh, If I want to be the change, I couldn't stop what happened at that company, right? I couldn't stop that. So what I can do, I've been to multiple companies. All I ever see is corruption. What I can do is start my own company that's not corrupt. That's the only way I can change that. I can't make General Motors. I can't make. I can't say them because the NDA. I can't make Chrysler. I can't make Ford. I can't make anywhere I ever work, Wendy's, McDonald's, or any of those places. I can't change them unless I buy a franchise, right? I can't buy a Ford, obviously. I can't buy a General Motors, obviously. But if I'm going to change things, I need to start my own businesses and show people what it's like to have management, to have a boss, to have an owner that operates out of integrity. That's not trying to fuck you over. I literally lose these gigs because I won't fuck my teams over. I'll take the L because I'm gonna get money one way or another. That's one thing I know. I'm overqualified for most of the shit that I do now because of my experience. So I can always bounce back off that. So for you to be the change, right? You have to put an end to the shit that hurt you, that caused you pain, that caused you misery and grief. The things that you see that's messed up in this world, you have to stop that. There's not going to be a change of frenemies if everybody keeps acting like that. If you come to me and everybody else and all I got is slander for you, all I got is bad advice for you, right? If all I do is tell you what you want to hear or tell you a lie, I'm just as bad as them people that we call them frenemies and friend of families or whatever the hell you want to call it, right? And you'll be the same too. And somebody coming to confide in you off love and got general concern of what's going on in their life, and you run off and tell that shit to everybody, but you want to smile in everybody's face and act like you perfect and this and this, but you got your own shit going on. And that's the crazy part to it too. Most of these people that's talking behind people's backs and doing all this nefarious shit, they got their own molehill, a mountain of bull crap that they do, right? The people, if I think about the stuff, the people in my life that tell me all this bad stuff about other people, they got so much shit going on in their own world. It is crazy, but they'll talk so crazy about somebody else, but they be doing some of the same shit or worse, right? This is how you break that. We stand on business for everything else. I ain't gonna let this nigga say this to me. Or if she say this to me, I'm gonna slap the shit out of her. She ain't doing this and this and that. We stand on business when it comes all the wrong shit. We don't stand on business when it comes to integrity. We don't stand on business when it comes to telling people the truth and the right thing to do, because that ain't cool. Like I said, my bro, he was on one of my podcasts. Shout out Dre. He was talking about it the other day. A lot of the people that he thought was friends and family that had mutual friends between whoever he got into it with. Like I said, I'm not gonna speak that name because we ain't gonna deal with that energy. When he came from a positive place, people was trying to have them react negative to it. These are friends that you confide in, right? They're supposed to be telling you not to do certain things, right? Not to do that. When I was young and wild, I was always down with hitting the lick with my boys, whether I wanted to do it or not. When I got older and smarter, when he got out and he had that same mindset, nah, we ain't doing that. What I'm gonna do is get your ass a job. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hire you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put you on. But we don't do that shit no more. Shit, you just got out. You know what I'm saying? We not doing that shit no more. That's advice. Younger me, let's run off and do it. Fuck it. You need a couple dollars. Nah, bro. I'll take you to where you got to go till you get on your feet. This is the maturation. This is the maturation. I remember I used to be wild, toting pistols and guns, thinking that shit was fun, right? You know what it got me? A CCW. It got me a felony. Riding around thinking I was Yosemite Sam. And thank God the shootouts and none of that shit, you know what I'm saying? None of the wild things that we did ever got, never escalated to that point because I could be under the jail for a lot of the shit that we did. But no one, it was cool for motherfuckers to tell us to go do that. I remember one of my peoples, and I even hate to say this, he used to have me and my other boy go do the shit that he wouldn't do. And I looked up to him. This is my because it'll make it easy for people to know who know me, know who he is. This was the boss at that time of us, right? Not that he was actually my boss, but I looked up to him my whole life. But he used to have us in the field, right? Why would you do this? And I see how people move now, like damn, bro, you couldn't have cared about us because you could have got us killed, or we could have killed people doing some of the shit you had us doing. For real. That's the advice that we go get, right? You have to stop and understand that these people, just because they dressed up as your friends and family, don't really give a fuck about you. And you have to see the fruits. Because if they really gave it once, I remember me and my other boy, we sat at the table, we was just thinking about all the stuff the missions that he sent us on. Like, damn, he couldn't have gave a shit about us. Like, he had us doing all the stuff that he didn't want to do, or scared to do, or just wouldn't do it. That's crazy. That's crazy. And we both look at him the same way. Like he was the king to us. You know what I'm saying? We used to jump off how high? Jump off the bridge. Okay, we're going off the bridge. But that's abuse and misuse of power. And so you have to understand that these frenemies, these family members, that they that way because they're on assignments, right? They're locked into some of these generational curses, right? If they're families, they locked into some of these generational curses. You, if you want to hear still, you've been listening, you're chosen. No way around it. It's the only way God sent this to you. And the chosen people out of the family, the black sheeps, those are the ones that the enemy wants to destroy. You are basically the Neo in the Matrix. You the one. And so the agents, you see how the agents jumped in people's bodies, didn't matter who they look like. If the agent can get you, he can jump in you and his face shrivel up and change. You have to understand these people as agents. there's demons jumping inside of them, operating in them. And they look like people that should care for you, but they really not. And you can see the fruits of it by some of the advice they gave you. Did it put you in a better position or did it put you in a bad position? It's as simple as that. What is the fruit of what they telling you doing for you? The last situation, I'm sitting here laughing, like, damn, you was out of town, you done been places you ain't never went to. These miserable ass bras got you back down to nowhere. You have to understand, like, people will tell you shit just because they don't want you to have it, right? People will tell you shit because they don't want you to have it. They can't have it. They can't be in a good relationship. They can't be with somebody or have something that's beneficial. So they take it away from you. But then on the flip side of that, it's people that got more than you. But it's just because it's who you are. Just because you chose it. Just because you got the light of God in you. That's what chosen is, bro. Ladies, y'all got to understand. It's more than just chosen. Why they hate you so much, why the family members, why them cousins, why they all on your ass, and the person who ass they should be on, they never on it. But they on your ass, right? It's because you got the light of God in you. And what did he say? If the world hates you, just know it hate me first. That's why they hate you. You got the light of God shining in you, but they can't stop you. It's like Denzel. He got stopped, but that's my favorite part. You can't do it. I'm still winning. They can hate you all you want to, but you got God on your side. You got God on your side. They can't stop you. They can hate all they want to, but they gonna have to see your light shine. As long as you don't self-destruct, they gotta deal with the fact that your light don't shine, right? They gotta deal with the fact that your light don't shine. But what you don't do is keep taking advice from your enemy. That's like you playing basketball. Well, let's make it even more. You playing football, right? And I go over to the other coach and I tell him all my plays. Hey, we about to run such and such, right? He gonna stop me. That's what y'all do when y'all do that. Y'all go tell the devil and his minions the plays. Y'all telling them the plays. God give you an idea. God give you something. And you go run off to this person. This person hates your fucking guts. You just didn't went and told Satan what God told you to go do. You got to stop doing that, right? You got to stop seeking counsel from witches and warlocks and people that hate you, right? You got to stop confiding in the enemy. Some of the times y'all gonna have to learn how to do deceptive tactics. Tell them something that don't mean nothing, give them a little meat, and just see how I come back to you. Then you'll see. Tell them some little bullshit, some little shit, and see how I run around your circle of friends or your family. Okay, then you know what you're dealing with. I only told you how such and such know this. That wasn't even real information. I just wanted to see how you was coming. That's how you can start telling, how you can start identifying some of these snakes. You gotta start how to learn how to mow the grass so you can see the snakes around you. So you don't get bit. So you don't get bit. Because trust me, like I say, everyone, like these man versus the machine, the devil, his adversaries, the machine, is not playing with you. They come three things: steal, kill, and destroy. Steal your destiny, steal your joy, kill you, and destroy everything because you are a curse breaker. But if you keep confiding in your opposition, they will destroy you. Troy was not destroyed by the outside attacks. They couldn't break the walls. They can't break the hedge around you that God got around you. But if you let them in, they're going to burn your house down. That's just like it's a robber. And some of y'all even do this. Y'all go tell everybody everything you got in your house, right? I'll let y'all see the couches and the fish tanks, but best believe it's a shit that'll blow your ass right back outside, and you don't know where that's at. Y'all gotta stop telling people what you got. That's like me telling a robber all the guns and the knives and the alarms and the cameras is all over here. And the dog, I keep him locked up from 6 to 7 p.m. That's what you do. So okay, they gonna come rob you at 8, 9 p.m. because you done told them where everything is. They gonna go turn off the cameras and turn the cameras the other way, and they know when they catch you on this side of the house, you can't get to the guns over here, right? That's what you're doing. When you're telling these people that's supposed to be your friends and they're really your enemies, that's what you're doing. And a lot of you do that, and then some of this shit is literal. I'm telling you. Some of y'all literally got robbed by people that you let in your house. Hey, girl, I keep this under the mattress. You trying to show off, showboat. You can show them the mattress, and 2 days later they kicking in your front door. Well, it's just me that know about this type of things. Oh, it's okay. That's okay. I guess I'm the only one that's been in the trenches before. All right. You know, you call them up, you can't get a dime from them, and you struggling, and your taxes finally hit. You hit them up. Well, they know when your taxes come. Can I borrow this and borrow that? Oh shit, you done told the enemy where it is. They know you need to go get you a new car, pay the rent, or feed your kids, right? But they wasn't there for none of that. But when you express that you got your little money, they calling, girl, can I get a loan? I got this. But damn, where was you when I needed it? Confiding in the enemy. Y'all gotta understand, man. That just because some people have birthed you, you to come out some people's nutsacks, and they still is your enemy. For real. For real. For real. My own flesh and blood, I know I can't confide certain things into him because I know he'll try to manipulate me just like anybody else to get it. My uncle called me every few days. I can't believe your daddy did this or he did that. And I'll be like, why can't you? It's what he always do. I'm like, what you telling me for? I can't change that, man. Stop giving him this and stop giving him that. Stop letting him finesse you. I'm telling you, Uncle, he be my uncle, poor Nick. I love you, Nick. He be so sad. My dad he my dad, but for real. But you have to understand that you got to be careful who you confide in. You gotta be careful who you tell your dreams to, because I told you, steal, kill, and destroy. If they can put that seed of doubt in your mind, how many of y'all had an idea that you wanted to do and you wanted to confide in somebody that you cared for, right? And they told you some shit and it put doubt in your mind, right? And you never did what God told you to do or what your heart told you to do because somebody put that in your mind. How many of y'all done that? Nobody? Man, y'all don't interact for nothing. I'm gonna have to call TikTok. I need me some interactive people. What's up, Jamel? What's up, Leonore? What's up? We're just gonna call you Shirai. You done confided in them people. Oh, you can't do that. You ain't got enough money for that. How you gonna get the people to do that? All right. Some of y'all in confiding, man, you did exactly the idea or the thought in your head, and then them people didn't even come out and support it. That's another way to tell them snakes, them frenemies. You done did some things in a positive light, but they ain't support that. But anytime it's something negative or some bullshit, they right there. All right? Like I told you, I'm in Toledo right now. I ain't talked to cats for years. Now, if I say, hey, I just opened up a restaurant or I just did this, the outcome gonna be shh. But I'll be like, hey, such and such out here tripping. We need to spin the block. They coming for that. That's the thing. You have to understand, man. When you start elevating yourself, your mind, your spirit, your finances, and you start moving away from things, that crowd of people that you had will get thinner and thinner as you elevate. But you need to start confiding in people. You need to start seeking counsel from people and advice from people that genuinely want the best for you. Seek out people that want to see you be the best version of yourself. And stop looking back at people that don't even want the best version of themselves. How can they want the best for you if they don't want the best for themselves? All they want to do is smoke, drink their life away, a part of their life away, or fuck off their life away. Like I told you, when it comes to relationships, how can I ever learn how to be a better man if I'm seeking advice from a cheater? What the fuck? No, I need to go to somebody that's know how to be faithful, and know how to rock in a relationship and be true to somebody. I can't go to a fucking. You can't run to a thought and expect to get Proverbs 31 information. They don't know how to give you that, right? I can't want to be a millionaire if I'm seeking information from somebody that don't know how to have discipline and sit down and invest. I can't. It's impossible. But on the flip side of that, it's people that actually want your destruction. They want to hear what you got to say. They want to hear your inner thoughts and your inner ideas and your flaws so they can turn that against you. Such and such just said she pregnant. Well, I don't know how she doing that. She got all them kids already. And I'm just giving you real life scenarios that I heard people say. I don't know why he doing that. You done confided in them, and now 10 minutes later, your information on the other side of town, everybody know, laughing at you behind your back. And this sucker said he got this, and that. We gonna rob him. We gonna do this. We gonna tear them down. I told you. I just told you. My boss, kindest person you could ever know. This man told me, Rob, I've never really done nothing bad. I just want to do something. I just want to say, I can't say his name. I almost did. I said, what? They said, yeah. He's like, I be thinking about it, but I never done nothing. Like nothing. And I'm like, he's like, well, sometimes I have thoughts, but like so no crimes or nothing. He's like, no. I was like, I almost said his name again. Like, no, you don't. And you know what they did? This man's so smart, so brilliant. He had ideas and changed the way we was doing it. Do you know these people that he confided in, that he worked with for 10 plus years, stole that shit, threw him under the bus, and fired this man? And the rest of the team that wanted to rock with him. For real. True story. Couldn't make this shit up if I tried. One of the most evil corporate things I ever seen done. Real talk. Real talk. But you have to understand, your enemies from your allies. And all your allies ain't gonna look like or ain't gonna be part of your circle. There's a lot of your allies that you ain't even met yet. What's up, Jamel? A lot. What's up, the wizard? Um, it's a lot of your allies that you haven't even come in contact yet. It's a lot of people God gonna bring in your life to fill those places when He removes and He reveals those enemies to you. It's a lot of us. It's a lot of times we're not where we need to be because we still entrenched with our own adversaries and we don't even know. Well, God, why don't you give me this? Why don't you give me that? Because you're still around the people that will destroy you once you get it. Could you imagine all them human leeches that you still got in your life? If God gave you $1 million or gave you $2 million, they on your ass now for tax money. They on your ass now when you get your profit sharing check. Could you imagine you turn into who you supposed to be, and you got people that know your deepest, darkest secrets and will use them against you to tear you down, but they still close to you? Y'all got to get to a point where y'all understand who your ops really is. You think your ops on the other side of town. Your ops might be sleeping in the bed with you, plotting on you to destroy you, plotting on you to take you down, get you killed, get you arrested. Your ops cooking you Thanksgiving dinner and you don't even know it. Your ops dapping you up. Whatever, bro. Love you, bro. That man plotting on your wife. That man plotting on your family. That lady plotting on your husband. This real stories. This real shit. This real shit. Just looking at a thing the other day on one of them. I don't know how that even popped up. I don't know what show it was, but this lady was feeding this man her husband poison. He was deployed in Iraq and he got back for Afghanistan. And she slowly feeding him poison. He just got sick. And somehow they seen it in his blood when they did his blood work. She was been killing this man the whole time. The whole time. That's sleeping with the enemy. Y'all gotta understand, man. Just because they come at you dressed up in politeness sometimes, or dressed up in the same DNA that you got, or part of the DNA that you got, or y'all got it out the mud together, y'all best friends, and you think they're your best friends, but they really despise you at heart. They really despise you. They really want to be you. They really can't stand you. And like I said, that don't mean because they got less than you. The flip side of that, some people got more than you. They're not you. They're not you. They got to try to be the man when you the man naturally. They got to try to be her and you her naturally. That's one of the things, gents, y'all can chime in on this too. Being a pretty girl in a group of friends and you got that glow, man, them hoes hate you. I promise you that. This she thinks she better than us. She this, and that. Her hair ain't even real. Oh man, this bitch BBL is this, and that, bro. I'm telling you things I done heard with my own two ears and seen with my own two eyes. That's supposed to be your homie. She got roaches in her house, man. I done heard everything. Just don't even keep. That's her favorite one right there. She don't even keep her house clean. Oh man, I'm in tears just thinking about some of the things I done heard females say about they supposed to be bestie. Why they coming over to get knocked off by the dude that their bestie was talking to. Oh, we done seen him at the club. Man, I tell you, girl, y'all gotta be careful. Fellas too. Fellas, it be even more deadlier. Cause when dudes hate, when they got these tender dicks, they'll try to get you killed. Just cause they ain't you. Because you really him. And they wanna be him. Like I said, it ain't even about money sometimes. Especially it could it could be just about they can't stand you because you got that glow. You the one. Told you. You on this? You rocking on this? I talk to neos, female and males. You the one. I'm trying to show y'all how to defeat the agents. Because the agents, just like they do in the Matrix, they jump in the bodies, phase shift, look like something they ain't. Them demons, bro. The agents, all they do is represent the demons. The movie The Matrix is synonymous for what really going on in real life. You have to understand that. They were just showing you what it really is. You the one. It ain't just one of you the one wherever you at and whatever you do. You the one. And these agents want you to tell them the information. Even in the movie. How did they find out where they was at? How did they find Zion? Somebody on the inside told him. He wanted to go back to being a suit for the machines. He wanted to go back in the cocoon. He told on everybody, got everybody damn near killed. That they confided in him. They trusted this dude, right? And what did he do? Sell him out? Sell him out? They telling him everything. He telling them, oh yeah, well we gonna be such and such here, right now. You can come get him. And Morpheus gonna be here too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Them same people that you confided in, a lot of them is doing the same thing to you. Hey Satan, yeah, she just told me God gave her this vision, or God gave him this vision. Yeah, they told me everything they was about to do. They about to go get a loan from such and such bank, and this, and this, and tear your shit up. Tear your shit up. For real. Some of y'all got caught doing stuff because you confided in your best friend, and they went off and told your spouse, hey, he over at such and such crib, or she over at such and such crib. I didn't see it with my own two eyes. I didn't see it. I didn't heard it with my own 2 ears. I'm telling you. Well, it's, like I said, it's even more wicked with women. I done seen motherfucker tell a girl to leave her husband, and then a week later, she in the bed with the girl husband. He ain't shit. Girl, I seen him out with such and such, and blah, blah, blah. And then a week later, after she done left, living with the girl that told her the bullshit, and she sleeping with her husband. I wish I could make this shit up. I couldn't make it up if I tried. What's up, Muhammad? What's up, Fine Bella? Yeah, I couldn't make this up if I tried. Well, I hope y'all listening, man, when I say this. Don't be confused that Satan transformed himself into an angel of light. Meaning that he makes the stuff that look, he's evil, but he makes himself look good. Don't be confused that just because they your family or claim to be your friends, that they got your best interest at heart. Watch the fruit that they present, right? I'm not going to tell somebody I love to do something that's going to destroy them or cause them more pain. I'm not going to give them the advice to go tear up their family, household, or situation, or go do some hoe-ass shit. You know what I'm saying? That's going to cause them to look a certain way in the eyes of somebody else. I'm not going to allow you, if I'm your friend, right? Even if you want to go do some dumb shit, I'm going to advise you not to do it. Even if I didn't like the person that you were doing it against, I'm not going to tell you to go do it. If me and you homies, right? You're like, I'm going to set this dude up. I'm going to lie on him. I'm going to say this. I'm not going to let you do it. What the fuck is you doing? That's some hoe ass shit. I'm not going to sit here and let you tear somebody down for no reason just because we don't like them. That's bad advice. And if somebody is advising you to do something like that, they're a demon too. For real. I'm not going to advise you to go blow your money on some stupid shit. If you ask me, I'm like, dog, no, you can get that later. Who you trying to impress? Or, girl, you can get that later. Who you trying to impress? If it's an opportunity for you, we're going to sit down and talk about it, and I'm going to show you how to build it. If you come to me with, you got this idea, or you trying to get this job or this thing, let's do it. I'm not going to bust you down. Oh, why you think you can do that? You think you're better than me? Or you think you're going to go here? Or you want to go back to school? What you going to do that for? You already got 50 degrees. How many of y'all done heard that? A lot of y'all women are smart. Y'all got about 5, 6 degrees. Somebody, how many degrees you got to get? Fuck out of here. As many as I want. You know what I'm saying? Don't let these people trick you because they're your friends. If I'm your friend, I'm not going to let nothing harm you, And I'm not gonna let you do unnecessary harm to somebody. For real. Your friends really not your friends if they gonna let you spin the block knowing that all y'all can go to prison. And they gonna be the first ones to tell you when you get caught. That's not your fucking friend. That's an idiot. I've been there before. Trust me. I know what that's like. I'm not telling you YN is nothing that I used to be a YN too. I know what that's like to have somebody send you out on a mission, right? We never got caught, thank God. However, what you see nowadays, somebody should be telling you for what? Man, the advice for that, it's a lot of people I used to have deadly beef with almost. Like we could have killed each other. We used to fight, shoot, all that. And some of them is we cool as hell now. We didn't grew up. And I can trust them with stuff I can't even trust certain people that I'm related to with. Real talk. If I call them, they gonna come through and support some shit. And people I'm related with won't even do that. Give it time, bro. Don't let people advise you and trick you off the street. Don't let people advise you to trick you out of your relationships and situations, right? If it's gonna benefit you, but don't have them let you do like that. I'll be crazy. And I hear this with women to go tell you to become a bust down or do some ass shit to gain another body just to get back at somebody. That's dumb advice. I wouldn't even tell my homeboys that. And we men, well, a lot of y'all females let other chicks tell you this shit. Go sleep with this person, go sleep with that one. Now they got that on you. And they gonna tell people about that nasty shit that you did. That bitch nasty. How you think the rumors, what's that girl that be selling coochie in Saudi Arabia? Her friend told on her that she be getting shitted on over in Dubai. Who you think leaked out that information on Cardi? I'm telling you, bro, they be your own friends. Who you think told Offset about what was going on behind her back? He getting caught because he a dude. We know we stupid when we cheat. We get caught ourselves. But women, y'all like cats, y'all bury your shit. So it took another cat to tell on her the shit she was doing. And when you find out, it's gonna be a female. It's not gonna be a dude that found out. It's gonna be a chick that told her. That'd be your besties. That's what they be doing. But they be advising y'all to do the wrong shit so they can be in your spot. Fellas, same thing. Don't let nobody trick you out of your situations, bro. Don't give into bad advice just because it's coming from a familiar face. Say it again. Don't give into bad advice just because it's coming from a familiar face. Peace up. We've been here for a long time now. What does it say? Oh my God, I did 2 hours again. Check in every time y'all see the live. Tap in. Another Main Versus Machine. I'll let y'all know in the morning if we're doing a live. I'm just going off of what God has given me. It never comes from me. So if He give me something else in the morning, we on here live. But you can always look for something once a week. I want y'all to go back. If you ain't, tap into my Facebook, tap into my Instagram, JMain_734. Facebook, Robert Jermaine Walker. Get on there if you want to go back and see these lives, because I'm taking them off the studio, dropping them onto my pages, YouTube, Main Versus Machine. And y'all can come on here, take this main thing on TikTok, and review, man. We deep in it. Like I said, no more milk. We getting meat here, spiritual meat. Like I said, I'm an authentic channel. I show you my ups and my downs. You never, life is, like I said, the game got valleys and peaks, bro. I've been up, I've been down. You know what I'm saying? And we at the point now where I'm just we building, and I want to bring y'all with me. We getting out of the matrix together, right? We're not repeating the same mistakes. And one of those mistakes today that we talked about is confiding in your enemies when you think they're your friends, your frenemies, right? That not just friends, but family too. Friends, co-workers. Quit confiding in the wrong people. Look at the fruit of what they're producing, and the fruit is what they bear in life. How are they life looking, right? Is the advice they're giving you beneficial, or it's gonna tear you down? Get out of your emotions. Get out of your emotions. One thing I learned about revenge is it hurts you more than it even hurt the other person in the long run. That's why God says, I will avenge. Vengeance is mine. Let it go to him. If the vengeance is going to go that way, let it go to him. Don't be the person to get yourself caught up in shit or look a certain way and your character is forever changed or forever looked at shady because you decided to take it upon yourself. These people that are your frenemies, distance yourself from them. You can still love them. Don't mean you have to fuck with them. That's another main verse, the machine. Go check that out. But you can't keep telling your enemies your plans, your ideas, and your vulnerabilities because they will use it. The devil will use it against you. Every opportunity that he gets, these agents will use it against you. Every opportunity that they get. So y'all be good. I'll see y'all in the next main verse the machine. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for tapping in. Like I said, when y'all on these, y'all gotta. I don't want to be the only one when this thing started blowing up. Y'all have to engage the way the algorithm sees it. You see that heart? Send that heart. That's the biggest points that you can get from the algorithm on TikTok, right? Just tap. Tap is free, right? And it's going to bring people to your page. So what I tell y'all, y'all all chosen ones, y'all all went through tests and trials in your life. Those testimonies are stories. Somebody needs to hear your story. Just like I'm telling you stories and y'all hearing my stories, you have unique experiences, right? That you've been through that can save somebody, that can help somebody, right? Tap on it so the algorithm sees you and it start directing people to your pages. Don't just be a viewer. Interact, bro. Interact. If it's something that you want me to do or talk about on these lives, put it in the chat. Put it in the comments. I'm gonna check the comments out. I'm gonna see what you said. I'm looking at them right now. I'm gonna see what you said. Just the other day, my man wanted me to break it down, and I broke down some ways to heal from pain or cope with pain. And there's really no real coping. It's just letting it go and moving on and building for your future. But this right here, man. This is crucial because, like I said, a lot of the times when I was growing up, well, not even grown up, I was grown, but I was so enthusiastic because God gives me so much information and so much ideas, and I would tell them to the wrong people sometimes, and they'd be like, you can't do this, you can't do that. Or they're still ideas. But y'all be good. We'll talk about this later. We'll keep going. If y'all want me to keep going on this subject, I'll keep going. But like I said, make sure y'all interact on these things. The same thing with social media, from Instagram to Facebook. Interact so it can pick your algorithm up. And I can sit there and I can listen to some of y'all stories that y'all got to tell. And I can hear some of y'all testimonies too. Peace up. Y'all have a good night.